This is Barthy, or please edit that out. Barthy. Hey guys, welcome back to the Grovesters. We're going to call this controlled chaos today. We have 17 things to ship. As I was pulling things, one more item sold, so it racked it up and made it a total of 17. And it is a mix of collectibles and Christmas and a little bit of Halloween. Halloween's kind of fizzling out. Halloween's great. It's kind of like hit and miss, but Christmas does sell so much better than Halloween. It's kind of crazy how that works out. So let's get into what we bought it for, what we sold it for, and show you how we flip stuff for a profit. So first up, these Carlton cards. So I don't know if a lot of people know this, but Carlton cards is actually pretty collectible. They sell pretty good. They don't sell for like the $80 range like some Hallmarks do, but they're pretty consistent sellers. So if I see them at the thrift store, I pick them up because they have kind of like a following. I don't know, people that collect Carlton cards specifically. So I picked this one up for, I believe, 75 cents at the thrift store. I had it listed for a little higher. I think I had it listed for like 15, and I went back and forth with some offers from a buyer, and we settled on $12 plus shipping. So overall, still a pretty good price. All right, next up, speaking of Christmas of Hallmark, I got a lot of Hallmark. It was like literally a tote full of them, and I think when I totaled them up, I ended up paying like 25 cents a lot. They wanted to get rid of them because they were the miniature ones, and sometimes people don't think those sell. They do. They just don't sell quite as good as like the bigger ones. But I went through and bundled them up. These were all from the same series, the Flurry series, little snowmen. So 25 cents a piece, so it was 75 cents in total for those, and they sold for $13.50 on a sale plus shipping. All right, this is Lighthouses of Cape Cod magnet. This is from that magnet lot that I bought at the thrift store. It was like $2 for a bag of like hundreds of them. So I mean, I paid like pennies for these, and some of them I lotted up, and some I'm selling individually. This one sold for $7.20 individually. They've kind of done better in the lots. So if you have something that's kind of a low dollar item and you have like a big quantity of them, lotting them up and selling them for like a bigger amount sometimes works out better for you time wise, and also profit wise. You just make more money if you spend less time listing individually sometimes with those. Speaking of another little item, this one, I bought a whole lot of these trinket boxes, and so I think I paid like $1 a piece for them. This one ended up selling for $5. I took on an offer, which is not very much, but I'm trying to get rid of these and clear them out. I actually, here after the holiday seasons when stuff slows down, I'm going to go through and start lotting up some of the stuff like this, the trinket boxes that I do still have, sell them all off in a lot, and just kind of get rid of them. This is Barbie as Dorothy from The Wizard of Oz. I've literally mispronounced this 3 times. I think Jason's had to cut it out. That's why I'm laughing. I picked this up in an estate sale. I think we paid $5 for it. It sold for $31.50 plus shipping. It's new old stock, never been opened. The Wizard of Oz stuff has always been pretty good about selling. There's like a high following for Wizard of Oz, so I've always had never had an issue picking it up. But now that Wicked is out, and obviously it was a musical and a lot of people had seen it and loved it as a musical, but now that it's a movie, it's reached a broader audience, and it's like brought younger kids in. Like my kids have watched Wicked, And so that now they're more interested in Wizard of Oz. So Wizard of Oz stuff is actually selling better than it used to because of that. These are fun. So Limax, I bought a lot of them for $150 for 15 of them. So that made them $10 a piece. I looked at them beforehand and they were kind of selling for at least $30, like the cheapest one. So I was like, okay, it's worth it to buy all of them for $10 a piece. There were some of them that had like a little bit of broken pieces or stuff, so they ended up selling for under their full potential, but nothing is sold for under less than 30. So good profit range for them. This one sold for $40.50. So I'm happy with that on a $10 purchase. And they've been selling like crazy right now, actually doing better than my Department 56s. So it is definitely that season for Christmas stuff. All right, so this one is Hawthorne Village, Bumblebee Town Christmas Tree Rudolph set. It's like the Abominable Snowman lighting a Christmas tree. And he stands on there, comes off the stand, which is helpful for shipping. This one I don't have any money into, so this one is a consignment thing. Kind of a funny deal. So my sister messaged me and was like, hey, I have all this Hawthorne Village Rudolph stuff. How do you do the eBay stuff? And I started explaining it, and she was like, I don't think I want to do this. She said, can you sell it for me? And I said, sure. So I'm selling it for her, and then she's giving me like a % or something. So nothing into this. And so I don't know how much she spent originally on these. She's had them for years, and so it's just kind of not really a concern on the profit wise. It's more just to get them gone and also make some money off of them. So $40.80 plus shipping on this guy. All right, a pumpkin. It's a lighted pumpkin. I picked it up for like $1 at the thrift store. It sold for $12.96 on an offer plus shipping. Like I said, Halloween's winding down, so I'm not selling it as much. So some of the inventory I'm closing out or getting rid of. This is a vintage Gimme pumpkin. One thing to take into account when you're shipping stuff is that you're going to be paying for a lot of shipping, like packaging material, bubble wrap, and boxes and stuff. And one of the ways we save money on that is people give us their like Amazon boxes and shipping boxes, and when they do, they also give me any of their shipping material and bubbles and stuff like that. We do still have to buy like the miniature bubbles in the rolls to make up for a lot of what we're doing, but that's why I don't like to sell anything that's breakable for too low of dollars. So that's why I'm trying to get rid of like the trinket boxes and stuff like that that are kind of $10 or so items, because you want to make sure that you have enough of a profit to allow for some of the packing. Next up, we have another Limax. This one is Santa Wonderland. It's from that same grouping where I paid like $10 a house for them. This one sold for $31.50 on a sale plus shipping. I always double check if I need to add some extra packing in them. It does have styrofoam with it, which is helpful, but when there's a lot of little pieces, I don't want to rely on that the styrofoam is going to keep any of those little pieces from getting knocked around. So sometimes I just add a little bit of extra padding, because spending 30 cents to save yourself from a broken item is worth it. I have another Limax. This one is Mary Lou's Fresh Preserves. This one wasn't actually in that lot. This was one I picked up at a estate sale or a thrift store. I believe I only paid $5 for this one. And this one, good, it has stuff around it. This one sold for $22.49 on a sale. This one is a Department 56. It's Christmas in the City, Holly's food truck. These Department 56 Christmas in the City. I've talked about this before. They're more my favorite. They actually sell for high dollar. All of them, their houses sell for a lot. Their accessories sell for a lot. It was in a grouping in a lot that we bought out from an estate sale, and so I think we figured out the items were about $2 a piece for accessories. So paying $2 for this accessory, and it sold for $47.02. All right, so these are Roush Christmas ornaments. These have like little glitter reindeer on them. It's a pretty cool little set. I picked it up at a thrift store for I believe $2. It's a huge one, and it sold for $15.39. It was one that's been listed for a minute. So in the summer, obviously they get listed for a smaller price than they do this time. And they hadn't come up to be relisted. If I had relisted these, I would have relisted them like $18 to $20. But I'm still good with the $15 sell on them for a $2 pickup. These are great. All right, this is probably my favorite order. I think this person ordered, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things from us. So this is a pretty cool one. So first up, this was a bag of Fortnite figurines. Picked them up for $2 at the thrift store rather than sell them individually for like $10 or $12 a piece. I just lotted them up, sold them on a sale for $34.19 plus shipping. Same thing with these Star Wars figurines. It was like a $2 for a bag of a whole bunch of different figurines, and I separated them out into 2 different lots, so it's basically $1 for this bag. And this one sold for $12.82 on an offer. Same person bought them. And then they also bought these Lilo and Stitch coffee mugs for $17 for the set. We bought them for 75 cents a piece. They bought these mugs on an offer for $8.55. We bought the set of them for $1. They've been sitting forever, and where they bought everything else, I'm actually kind of glad they can have it for a discount on that one. And then these ones they also bought for $8.54 on an offer, and we bought the set of them for $1. So overall, not too bad. These are all going to get shipped in a big box together, and that's it for our orders this weekend. So thanks for watching.